again. Let me just try again. Well, hello there, or moin as we say here in Hamburg, and welcome to Stitch-Ilonka. My name is Ilonka. Yes, it's spelled with an I, but pronounced with an E. And this is a channel about cross-stitch mainly, but I throw in the odd story for good measure in between. And I usually provide timestamps if you want to jump, but who wants that? So anyway, welcome if you're new here. I'm very happy to have you. Have a drink, sit down, settle in. It's gonna be a bumper ride. Where's that from? Oh, that's from Harry Potter. That's that ugly little skull thingy hanging in the front of the night bus, which is not in the books actually. I'm already off on a tangent. Well, let's get back and focus. Yeah, I was just about, my mind is all over the place because I was just about to film, or I was just about thinking to film a new video today when I saw that Madmorti had out her, kind of whip parade together with her husband, David. And also after like half a year, Stitchy Lemon has a new German Flosstube video out right now, after her hiatus from like August or something, and also some other German Flosstubers who I have, well, she said that I inspired her to make a Flosstube channel, and she's already kind of better than me. Like, she shows how to frame mirabilias and stuff, so really cool. But anyway, I'm gonna put all of the shout outs. Actually, I wanted to do the shout outs in the end. See, I'm already off my plans. Well, it's a new year and it's already the 12th or something. No, it's the 13th. So if you want to make God laugh, make a plan. Oh dear. Okay, if you're a returning viewer, let me just try and finish this section off. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for being here, guys. 300. I cracked the 300 mark. I have no idea why. Who are you? Why are you here? And it's just amazing. I'm so very grateful. It's I was actually aiming for 100 subscribers by Christmas, and now it's that much more, and I feel the pressure. I might have to get a hair and nail appointment soon, and buy some new makeup because it's getting serious around here. So last time, not last video, but which was a whip parade, but the video before, I introduced a new segment because I love that this community is so international and that we are also versatile, and I am very fond of language and of colorful language as well. And so I was asking around for the expression in their native languages for certain phrases that we would all use. For example, last time I was talking about I am between a rock and a hard place. And we had, or I already knew some expressions, and in German it's called I'm sitting between two chairs. And I had a lovely commenter from Australia saying that, I'm looking over there because I have written it down, and she said the expression would be, it's like up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Like being up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, which is a kind of interesting, a nice picture if you think about it. And I also had a girl from the Czech Republic commenting. I will obviously not try and pronounce the Czech words, but she said in her language it's like they would say they are between two millstones, so two grindstones. And that showed me again that other cultures might have, like, for them it's really, really painful if you cannot decide. For German, it would just look stupid, you know, like sitting between two chairs. So the second expression was, the German expression is, you can go to where the pepper grows. And you would say that if you really wish someone very far away. And most of the English-speaking people that I talked to, they came up with the usual FU, or F off. But I was actually looking for a more colorful, more polite way how you would say that. And the Australian girl commented, don't let the door hit you on your way out. And I think this is a very polite way of saying that. Yeah, it's very polite, and it's not, you know, you're not aggressive in such a way. And in the Czech Republic, you would send them somewhere out to a very hellish place in the forest. She couldn't really translate it because she couldn't find a good English translation for the Czech word that she used, which I'm now really, really curious what this word would translate to. Maybe we'll find out sometime in the future. So anyway, that was kind of fun, and I'm hoping that in the future there will be more countries translating the following phrases, because I have 2 new ones for you. Okay, the first one would be the straw that broke the camel's back. So like the last thing, like the very last component that make a situation escalate. Okay, so everything is fine, everything is good, it's kind of tense, but there's just someone who says something or something happened, and that's the straw that breaks the camel's back. And in Germany, or in German, we would say this is the drop that makes the barrel overflow. So the picture is that you have a huge wooden barrel full of water, and you have the last drop that makes the barrel topple over or overflow. So what would your expression be for something that kind of tips the very tense situation into the escalation? And the second phrase is, I only saw that a few days ago, which was very cool. The second one is making a molehill out of a, no, sorry, making a mountain out, sorry, again. Making a mountain out of a molehill. So if if you're talking about a very minor detail or a minor thing, and you're putting so much emphasis on it that it tends to grow and be much larger of an issue than it actually would be if you would just, keep it small. And in German, we would say you are making an elephant out of a mosquito. So I'd very much like to know what this expression would be in your language. So what have I been up to ever since we saw each other after Christmas? Well, I've been working a lot. There's a lot of stuff to do at work, but I did manage to get some stitching in, and I also made a project back tutorial in German. If you are German speaking and you don't know that I also do German Flosstube videos, please head over to my channel and have a look at the German Flosstube or Stick Junkies playlist. And I finally made a sewing tutorial for a project bag. I really have to tip my hat to those people who make sewing videos on a regular basis, because it was like, how do I get the right camera angle? And why do my hands look so old? And where does all the dirt underneath my fingernails come from? I haven't been doing anything. Why do they look so? I have to have my nails done. And yeah, it was a hassle, but I'm kind of proud of it. In the end, it worked out fine. But yeah, kudos to everyone who does sewing videos on a regular basis. Wow. But I managed to get a start and a finish. As you might know, if you've watched my previous videos, I got a wonderful Christmas care package from the Danish stitcher, from Esther. And she sent me a lot of lovely fabric, but she also sent me some more goodies, and she said, well, if you don't want to keep them, just make them into a giveaway. And I was like, no, I'm going to keep them. I mean, it's a gift, right? And I'm not at that point that my stash is overflowing, you know. It's not the drop that makes the barrel overflow. So I still want to play with all those things that you sent me. And she sent me these tiny little ornament frames. And I was like, well, they are really tiny. Where's my ruler? Let me check. 3.5 inches in height and 2.5 in width. So they're really tiny. And I was like, what am I going to do with it? And I came up with this idea of splitting up the Banksy girl with a balloon into these two frames, and I love it. I really love it. It's the number 666 is the exact match to the red of the frames, and it's stitched on one of her hand-dyed Lugana, so 25 count Lugana even weave fabrics, and I just love it. It's so cute. I might have to find a good place for them to hang, but I really, really love it. Thank you, Esther, so much. And as I was looking through the fabrics that she sent me, the beautiful hand-dyed fabrics that she had, and I was thinking about what can I stitch on this, I came across this wonderful design, bird on a Rowan, designed by Svetlana Shika. I found this on Etsy. It's quite a lot of white backstitch, but doesn't this birdie look gorgeous? And because, well, it's of course, the lighting is not that perfect. Well, this is kind of a light blue, an icy blue, you know, like a winter wonderland icy blue. There are snowflakes and stuff. And I was thinking about putting this bird on this fabric, as this blue also looks like a like a wintry sky. But my boyfriend said that this is more of a kind of a Caribbean blue, so kind of a Hawaii shirt blue. And he was actually thinking about having a like a flower on this. But please, you have to help me, because I really think that this would look good. If you say it's okay that I can stitch the bird on this one, then I will do it. Please don't side with my boyfriend. Help me. You know, this community, when you ask this community for help, I was talking to some girls the other day and I was like, have you all seen the cottage garden samplings stitching through the years? No, that's another company. Like the year-long stitch-along with these beautiful, the fox and the swan that will come out, and they already have beautiful patterns from last year. And I was looking them up online where would I be able to get them here in Germany? And I was like, well, they are all on printed paper, and I just got Pattern Keeper, and so please tell me that I shouldn't buy the paper pieces, you know, like that I shouldn't buy the paper patterns. And I was hoping for them to talk me out of getting them. And they were all like, well, you can make a picture and you can make a PDF out of it, and then you can upload into Pattern Keeper. That's not a problem. And besides, it's really not that hard to stitch on paper. And I was like, you are not helping. You are really not helping. I'm trying to contain myself. I have even opted out of doing WhipGo, because I know that I have a craving of starting all the new things that I see, and I don't want to be restricted in any way. I really want to do everything, and I don't really have that many full coverage whips that I really want to see big progress in. So WhipGo was not really an option for me, but I'm already off course again. Let's go on with the second whip. Speaking of big projects, I showed this one in my year-end whip parade, and the lovely floss viewer Joe, I always want to say crazy stitch lady. Last time I said crazy cat lady. No, it's Stitchy. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. Where is it? Stitchy Cat Lady 26. Joe, Stitchy Cat Lady 26. Now I got it. Well, anyway, she recommended that I should be, because I was really complaining about this whole white stuff or creamy stuff up here that I have to stitch, that I would have to stitch. And she recommended going somewhere cross country or cross planet. See what I did there? And, you know, stitch on different points here and there to, you know, to break up the routine and to really get motivated to work on this. And I actually, I wasn't really thinking about it. I picked it up, and when I hit the first sun, I was like, yeah, that's right. This really gives me motivation to go on with this thing, because I finally see something happening here. And that was a really good recommendation, Joe. Yeah, and I'm actually quite looking forward to it. And I was also wondering, or I was pondering the question, this is 18 count even, no, sorry, 18 count, easy count by Zweigart. And I started with half stitches, or I wanted to have the sky in half stitches to make it faster. And I was wondering if I should use 4 or 3 strands to make the half stitch, and I decided to go with 3 strands. Of course you can see the grid through it here, but this is just because this is very creamy and very light color. So I suppose after I've washed it off, it should be fine. And even if the sky is more scarce than the rest, it's the sky, right? So I think it would work. Another whip that I have been working on ever since Christmas, and then I cannot seem to put down, is, oh, let me just show you. This is the project bag that I made yesterday on my sewing video. Again, anchors and red dots, and on the inside red anchors as well. And this one is actually so big. I was aiming for a big one so that you can fit an 8 by 11 inch Q snap comfortably in it with a few, if you have some spare fabric around it, that it would all fit in there quite comfortably. And then I tried my 11, oh, sorry. Then I tried my 11 by 11 piece, which is this beautiful, beautiful sampler, a Fraktur Love sampler by Modern Folk Embroidery. And this is on an 11 by 11 Q snap, and it doesn't have much fabric, like much overflow, fabric overflow. And this fits perfectly into this bag, and I was really amazed about that. But just, that's beside the point. Doesn't this look stunning? It's so gorgeous. And I'm stitching it with Weeks Dye Works Deep Sea on a 32 count Murano, Zweigart Murano vintage marble fabric. And this one is white on the back. The fabric is white on the back, so, and I have a huge piece of it, and I will go on stitching some other things on the white background as well. Look at that, I'm quite proud of the back. Looks good, doesn't it? Anyway, I love this thing, and I cannot wait until it's finished. The only thing is missing is, like, there's a ribbon down here, and there's a flower up here. And there is a border around here, but the border is charted as just blocks. It's just a straight line, you know, all around, just blocks. And I was actually looking up some alternatives for a nice border finish, because I am not stitching the, oh, this one is the finished one. It was charted in red. And it actually has, some letters below, but I don't want to stitch the letters. And you see that the letters, I don't want to stitch the salad. Sorry. So, and you can see that these are just straight lines all around, and I found it to be a bit boring. And so I'm just wondering if I can, you know, kind of chart my own border around it, because this will be more or less the finished size. and I'm gonna be framing this one. I'm really enjoying this one, and I'm going to talk about my new obsession with samplers a bit later. And I also worked a bit more on this one because I now have a pattern keeper. A friend of mine, I told her that I was about to buy an Android tablet, and she said, well, I have an old one lying around. It's from my mom. If you want to have it, you can try it out, at least if it's, you know, it's an old one. It's really old, but if it, you know, if it works, you can have it. And it actually works, and I'm so happy about this. And yeah, it took me a while to you know, to mark up all the things that I already stitched in the new app. And I was so proud of myself because I did like 2,500 stitches that evening. Well, of course I was cheating, but anyway. It's so much more fun to work on this one with the Pattern Keeper app because there are these different colors that pop up somewhere even in here. This is the same blue as this one. And this red is the same red as here, and this darker red is also somewhere down here somewhere, I don't know. But if you select the color, then it shows up everywhere in the whole pattern, and so I can stitch much easier than before. I'm really loving it. So another whip that I just started out of the blue that I was like, well, it's a small one, I can start it right away, is this one. This is what it's gonna be. And I told you that I like obscure references, and this is just gonna hang somewhere, a boat, just like that, on blue fabric, because I am too lazy to stitch the sky. So I'll just be stitching the sea and the sails and the two clouds, and I'll leave the sky in this 16 count Zweigart light blue Ada. I'm very much looking forward to this. This is also a very good one for me to bring to my parents or my father this weekend, because I don't have to bring the pattern keeper or anything with me. I just have to have this small bag. Everything is in there, and I can just stitch on the water down here. So yeah, it's kind of a funny thing that I had to grin at myself when I was just starting this one. Most of the other whips you've already seen in the whip parade, and I haven't been working on them ever since, so there's no point in showing them again. But I can talk about some more plans, and yeah. The worst thing that happened in 2021 was the loss of our beloved Betty White. I was really sad. You have no idea. I've been posting about her on Instagram. I've been posting videos that I saw online, and I really felt like the world has lost her grandma, because I knew that she was a wonderful woman, and what she had achieved before I was even aware of her as a child. I knew that she was older and that she had done some things before, but I had no idea what wonderful things she had done, what shows she had done, and how important she was to kind of female empowerment in the workplace, and being a female host in a variety show, which was unheard of at that time, having Black people dance in their shows, and facing backlash for that, and all of these things. And she's always been smiling, and she's been smiling till the end, I suppose. I was really sad. I cried a few times. I don't know why. She just moved me. And I was talking about, I had started this one already last year. I didn't like it because it was on 14 count. The black was too sparse, and now I have cut up a piece of 18 count easy count Ada. I even have, no, that was not this one. Some 18 count Ada, and I have my floss ready, and I have my project bag ready. And so on Monday, not this Monday, oh yes, it's this Monday, the 17th, and on her birthday, I will start, along with many other floss tubers, with the Betty White cell. My lovely friend DNA Geek. Let me just, oh, this is really sad. I should have prepared better. DNA Geek is her name. She has organized a sale that she wanted to do, or a hashtag that she wanted to do. I don't know, she came up with the idea last year already, and she will be stitching the Lindy stitches. You can lead a herring to water pattern. You know about this already, I suppose. But I just wanted to mention here that she's also doing one of the tribute sales to Betty White, and yeah, it's gonna be a very sad. I mean, I have two whips that I'm stitching on that are kind of sad because they're both tribute things, but I guess that's just the way it is, right? I also have other things, and I will start other things that will make me much happier because, as I said, I finally found the Quaker stitching, or not the Quaker, the sampler stitching for me, and I don't know why my bubble kept bringing up mini Quakers or mini, it's like smaller patterns, and I decided to start from the lovely Stitches Through the Years. You might have seen them already. She has 4 of these mini Quakers. They are like 50 stitches tall and 148, right? 142 stitches across. And they are charted with fancy floss, like with Weeks Dye Works, the Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks, and I might have also seen Classic Colorworks. I thought I had seen the Thread Gatherer somewhere. No, Weeks Dye Works. And I really like them. And they are small and they are doable, you know, for me. And I ordered the floss this week, and it's gonna come in tomorrow, I hope, with the linen fabric. So I really want to get into that, and I'm gonna start with, no, this is really a bad picture. I mean, it's not a bad picture, it's just too dark. I'm gonna insert a picture here. For winter and spring, I ordered fabric and floss for winter and spring to start them quite soon and to have fun with them. I don't know yet if I will stitch them all on one long piece of fabric, or if I will stitch them on different fabrics and piece them together in a frame by the end, or if I will frame them smaller. If you go online, you can also find framing suggestions, not on this picture, how she framed it, and it's gonna look very good. Yes. And the last plan, your little girl is growing up. I'm gonna start my first full coverage. And it's gonna be a Leonid Afremov charted by Artecy. And I have to blame/thank Shiloh at Stitch MD. She was doing one of Leonid Afremov's Heaven and Earth Designs, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, thingies with a couple underneath an umbrella, and she started the next one from that series, I don't know, someone last year. And I was looking up that artist, I was looking up Leonid Afremov, and my boyfriend and I, we spent a good while on his homepage, and we were looking at a few of his really cool drawings. And what draws me to him is first the very colorful leaves of his trees. They kind of look real but also unreal at the same time. And my boyfriend really loves the reflections of the light and the shadows and the reflections of the people in the rainy floors or rainy streets. And I like that very much too. So this is a mini one. It's 300 by 226. So it's a small start. And I'm going to start it on 25 count even weave, 1/1. Very ambitious, right? But we'll see how it goes. Oh, and what I was going to say, I didn't buy it at Heaven and Earth Designs because this particular one they don't have. The Rain's Rustle. And Artecy had some more of his artwork charted. So I went over to them and bought some from there. And one last thing that I am wanting to start, what's that? So, and one more thing that I want to start is the mini bouquet sampler free stitch along by, I just looked it up, sorry, by Janet Douglas Designs. And I'm going to put a link to that, to her website down below. And it's going to be, as I said, a free sell of these 12 bouquets, because it's called the mini bouquet sampler sale. So, this is the preview. They have already released the border. There are 3 beautiful intricate borders separating these 4 rows of vases and kind of shawls and buckets. Sorry, it's late. Of flowers, and they already released the pineapple one for January, and this is just perfect. And you know why? Because the other day I was just watching YouTube, and you know, as it's on autoplay and another video comes up, and I was just, you know, listening along, and there was a guy explaining the origins of certain food items. He's got a whole playlist of that, and he was talking about the pineapple. And there are a few things that I didn't know. For example, the first explorers who came across the pineapple, they didn't really know how to explain the shape and the look of this fruit to their fellow British people or to their fellow people at home. And so in writing, they said it looks like a pine cone, a huge pine cone with a flowery top and a sweet inside. And that's why this thing is called a pineapple, because and the texture is apple-like. So overseas, this became known as the pineapple because it looks like a pine cone and it's sweet, and in texture like an apple. And back in the days, it was really, really complicated to come by a pineapple, and so these fruit were kind of traded for huge amounts of money, up to 8,000 euros or $8,000 in today's money. And so this was such a prestige object that people would carry them around in their purses, or like openly carry them around on the streets to show how wealthy they are. And I thought this idea is so interesting that I want to stitch something with a pineapple. I was actually wondering if I should just have like a stylized pineapple. There are so many different patterns on Etsy. I was really looking for it. And then I came across this small sampler bouquet, and January is a tree of pineapples. How fitting is that? I just love it, and I'm very much looking forward to stitching it. I don't know yet if I will do them like this, you know, like in a row like this, sitting like chickens on a row. Chickens on their coop? No, what's the expression? That's for the next section, next segment, next episode. But anyway, I don't know yet how I will finish them, but I will definitely be stitching them. Yeah. Okay, so this was rather a quick one. Still gonna be 45 minutes or something, but it's quick for me. Anyway, I just wanted to do some more shout outs in the end. I had a lovely shout out by the Total Stitch Show, or Ducky Dame on Instagram, by the lovely Steph, who is also quite new to Flosstube, and she is a character. I really, really enjoy watching her videos. She stitches a lot of game related, like nerdy, that's really niche nerdy. That's not mainstream nerdy. in my opinion. I mean, I am 40-something years old, and I have never heard, I haven't really heard of the games that, like computer games that she's playing, and I don't know much of the references, but that's not the point. I really love her energy. She's funny, she's so authentic. I don't know, I have to giggle most of the time when I watch her. And the most appropriate thing was that when she shouted me out, last video, her cats were kind of her backup dancers, you know, they were crawling around and jumping on her and everything, and she was just trying to get the words out. And I was like, well, after Ashley had serenaded me in his last video, it is only appropriate that Steph would have some backup dancers for my shout out. So please, if you want to shout me out in your future videos, please do so, but make an effort, okay? Sorry, shall I keep that in? Yes, I am keeping that in. Anyway, I adopted her as my stitchy sister, so I really like her. She is stitching something completely different from what I have stitched today, or what I would be stitching, but nevertheless, I love her. She's just funny and like a little sister. And I had two lovely shout outs by some German floss tubers, and one German floss tuber said, well, I recommend watching Ilonka, but please proceed with caution, because don't drink any coffee or tea while you are stitching and watching her videos, because it might happen that you have like a spit take because she's so funny, and then you would involuntarily dye your fabric. So please proceed with caution. Maybe just drink water during that time that you watch her, because it can easily be that you would burst out in laughter. And so I might probably have to have some warning labels in front of my videos from now on. I don't know. I just thought it was so funny. I loved it. The people here are so nice. They are really nice. I mean, it's just wonderful. I feel so loved, and it couldn't have been a better start to 2022. I also want to point you to my dear friend Stephanie, who is SEWGloverCreations here on Flosstube and Instagram. It's spelled SEWGlover. She has just come up with, she's also quite new to Flosstube, but anyway, she has come up with a wonderful video where she shows all the different glow-in-the-dark threads, which is just a wonderful and almost, you know, complete comparison of, I don't know, DMC, Kreinig, and see, I already forgot, because these are the ones that I can get in Germany. Anyway, have a look at this video. It's really cool. She shows the different, have a look at it. Have a look at it. If you're into glow in the dark, she does a lot of glow in the dark projects. So please also go back to her first video where she shows a few of her projects. It really looks good. But please make sure that you spell her name correctly, and I will also put a link to her down in the description box below. Who else have I been watching? I've been watching Kristi's Corner. I really binged a lot of her older, Dr. Kristi, a lot of her older videos. I really like her energy too, and the stories that she has to tell. She is a historian, a medieval historian, and a lot of her things that she stitches or that she talks about relate to that, and she has really interesting stories to tell. And I've learned a lot from her already. And oh yeah, and as I mentioned before, Stitchy Lemon has got a new video out, and also Crafty Gaming Jamie also has a new video out, and they were both one of the first floss tubers that I watched when I got into stitching. So I'm very happy that they are back, because Stitchy Lemon does German videos too, and then I don't have to do all the work alone, because people were already asking me, you know, for new videos and stuff, because they want German videos, and I cannot do this alone. So Stitchy Lemon, please, I'm happy that you are back, but you know, you can help me a bit more. I want to go on vacation. No. Anyway, I'm very happy that they are back, and yeah, that is about it for today. let me wish you a wonderful weekend. I am off to my father's this weekend, you know, setting up the new year and putting away the Christmas stuff. And so, yeah, lovely to have you here. Please also check out my Instagram account. And if you are German speaking, please also check out my German Flosstubes. They are not one-to-one the same. They have some more German related content as well. So I am very much looking forward to see you next time. Until then, in Hamburg sagt man Tschüss. In Hamburg we say Tschüss. Bye bye.